Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to my channel, DeFi for Degens, Drip for Poverty. So what this channel is all about and its mission and purpose is my mission is to create financial stability through crypto assets to empower the powerless. And what I mean by that is, for those of you that already know, I live out here in Cambodia. I've been here for 5.5 years, and I'm seeing the economic turmoil that exists globally, especially in countries like Cambodia, but from the debasing of our monetary system and the US dollar and all this stuff. And cryptocurrency, I believe, is that ability to pull people out of poverty and kind of give that edge up to those that didn't have it and kind of balance the equation. And I think DeFi in general is what's going to do that. So today I'm going to be going into the Drip network. Probably seen a ton of videos out there. I have not created a Drip account. This is my first one that I'm going to go into. And today I'm going to show you how to create one from scratch, as well as build your initial network, because the Drip community is built off of kind of this tiered approach where you can exponentially grow your assets with more people that are under you. So let's first just look at what the Drip network has been doing over the past it's been about a year. So let's go to coin market cap doesn't show it. Coin don't show it. We'll go to deck screener. So it came in around July last year, 21, and it came in around 30 bucks, dropped all the way down to about 5, and it's peaked out here at like 160 last week or so. And right now it's trading around 135 to 140. But for the most part, you can see this is up and to the right. So there's been some huge drops, which crypto in general has dropped. But during this last leg, it's just exploded. And that was due to some marketing on another platform that Drip is working with called the Animal Farm. You've probably already seen that already, but I'm going to show you Drip because I have not built anything on this and I've waited around and I heard lots of information about it. So I'm kind of coming in after the all-time high, but we'll see what happens. That's why I want to document this journey, and hopefully couple months from now, have some others come in here as well, where we can actually start to donate to build a community for what I want to do is the Cambodian Children's Fund, because it's a group out here that I'm passionate about and seeing what they do in regards to helping the impoverished. So I want to build a community around the Drip network where we together can donate some proceeds to support some of these impoverished kids that literally live outside of my doorstep. So I think that'd be really cool if we can create a community that can help support these people here. So anyway, without further ado, we're gonna get started first with the Drip network and actually starting your journey in Drip. So originally you had to have 10 Drip in order to get started on the initial joining of the team. So you have in here the faucet that's on Drip community, drip.community / faucet. Before it used to say a minimum of 10 Drip is required, but luckily now that has dropped to 1, and the price of 1 Drip is around, like I said, $140. So today in my video, I'm going to show you step-by-step guide on starting from scratch with 0 Drip. So, and building out your team if you have the funds to do so. So what I'm going to do today is about $1,000 that I've already converted into BNB, and then I'm going to convert that BNB into Drip. So for $1,000 at the current price of Drip, which we see here is about $137, we bring up our handy dandy calculator, and if I do 1,000 divided by, let's go 140, I can build a 7-person team, because 1 Drip per team member, and that would allow me to have 1 Drip in each account that I make. But I'm going to save some BNB because I need it for gas. So we're going to do 6 times 140. That's going to be about $840, and that's going to leave me 160 that I can split amongst the wallets. So step 1 that I'm going to do first. So I've already got my BNB in my account and in my MetaMask. So if you don't know how to do that, go watch other videos on that, like how to get BNB into your MetaMask. I'm not going to go into those steps. There's tons of videos on that, but I'm going to start with already having my BNB in my account. So we'll go here to the faucet, and right here we click Get Drip, and then as you see, I have a balance of 2.89. BNB. So I want 6, and there is also a tax. So I'll explain in other videos of how this is able to sustain this 1% payout, but basically it's because there's a lot of taxes involved in buying as well as selling. So if I want 6 drip, that's actually not BNB. So I want 6 drip, that's like 2.4. Let's see what that says. That'll give me estimated 6.03, but after taxes, I'm estimated to receive 5.85. So let's bump that up to 2.5. That still didn't change it to enough. 2.7. Too much. So I think there was a delay. I think my internet is a little slow right now. 2.6 BNB is too much. 2.4. Okay. Must be the price of BNB was not being reflected properly. All right, so it's better. 2.2, 2.1. Let's go 1.9, 1.98. It looks like 92. 2 BNB, 2.1 BNB will get me just over 1 drip. Trying to get closest to that so I don't have any like leftover drip. So, nope, looks like it's going to be, yeah. So it looks like 2.06. So it's going to be about 2.06 BNB that I'm going to buy. That'll get me 6 drip. So I have a minimum of 6 drip received. The slippage is set to 3% automatically. That'll leave me with about 0.83 BNB left in my wallet. So I'll be able to split that 0.83 around the 6 wallets. So about 0.15 per wallet. And that's definitely enough for gas. So let's go ahead and do that. I am using a ledger device. I will explain in other videos why I did that and why that's a really important step if you're going to be doing DeFi type stuff. So I am accessing my ledger device now. And the MetaMask confirmation is popping up. I'm just going to slide that over to the other screen. It's asking me if I want to confirm the fees. Let's hit yes. And now it's on my ledger device asking me to approve the transaction. So I got to go through here on ledger and say, yes, I want to buy those 6 drip. And it is pending. Should get a pop-up down here shortly. I'm also using the Brave browser. I'll talk about that in another video as well. Highly recommend using Brave, especially if you're doing searches for crypto, and some scammers are actually using Google Ads to put their search results at the top, and then you'll be going to a fake website. So it just said it's confirmed. Let's look at my drip balance. There it is, 6.25. All right, so I have now done the first step, but now I need these 6 split across 6 different wallets. And the reason for that is there's a calculator that I'll share again in another video that basically shows you if you were to put all 6 in one wallet, the payout and percent you can make is less than if you were to spread that apart due to the compounding effects and the percentage increases for people in your tier. And what that means is on this home page, faucet, when you have a team, then these rewards from your team are distributed to you as well. You get a percentage of that distribution. So there are some really huge teams that allow for money to be distributed downways and up as well. So it is a bit of a multi-level marketing scheme and a bit of a Ponzi, but there is some really cool smart contract things built in, as well as some marketing, as well as a person with some huge ideas on how to disrupt the space. So yes, it's 100% a gamble. This is not financial advice, as everybody always says, but looking at this trend, this guy is what he's built, and Forex Shark, what he's built with other stuff. To me, it's worth the risk, the $1,000 that I'm putting in to gamble on something like this that could have a 1,000x return or even more. So yes, I'm literally gambling, throwing this money away, kiss it goodbye, but it is money I can afford to lose. And if it's gone, it's gone. So anyway, 6 BNB. So what I want to do now is create 6 different MetaMask sub accounts. I already have 2, but I'm going to show you real quick how to create 1 extra, because it's really easy. These will not be tied to my ledger because I do not want to have 6 ledger devices to log in and create that with. That would be a pain in the ass. So right now, looks like this is freezing a bit, but I'm going to show you how to create one additional MetaMask. There we go. So my drip should be in here. There we are, 6.25 drip. Going to create another. See, I've already created drip sub 1, drip sub 2. So I'm going to create another account. I'm going to name it drip sub 3. So I have the default sub 1, sub 2, sub 3. So that's actually 4. So I need to create 4 and 5, which will make a total of 6. So let's create that. MetaMask makes it really easy to create accounts, but the thing is, if your initial account is hacked, then the seed phrase for that account is hacked, then all of the accounts are compromised. So that's why I do not recommend this, and I'm only putting this particular account, the $1,000 USD, on this account underneath the MetaMask, and the rest of my funds are on 2 different ledger wallets. So that's sub 1, sub 2, sub 3. Now I'm going to do sub 4, and then sub 5. Now that I'll have all 6 accounts, I'll then send the BNB as well as the drip to each of those accounts. I wish this would be a little bit faster. Maybe when I load this up, I'll speed this up for you guys. I apologize. Only the internet's not this slow. There's sub account 4, and I need one more. Create account, sub 5. I just named them that because literally that is all I will be doing with these accounts. So you'll find out in other videos that you have to come into your account. You have to either claim the money that you made, or you want to hydrate, meaning you recompound it into the platform so that it can continue to grow. And since these accounts will all be underneath my one main account, I benefit from having them tied to me without having to actually create a team from the initial. So I'm creating a team underneath myself, which again, I highly recommend if any of you guys decide to join in on this, that you do the same. You don't have to do $1,000, but if you happen to have at least 2 times the initial drip amount to create 2 accounts, don't put all the drip in one account. Put it in 2 different accounts. All right, so now I'm going to send between my accounts to drip sub 1, not BNB. I'm going to send drip. And since I have 6.25, yeah, my handy dandy calculator, it'll be 1.04. So I'm going to send 1.04 to 6.25. So I just want to try to get, let's try to get it even. Let's see, calc. What was that number? 6.252 divided by 6, 1.042. 1.042. The gas sending between accounts is not that bad, but I will have to confirm this each time on my ledger wallet because it's all coming from the primary account. Oops, I did not activate the ledger wallet first. That is the security feature of the device. So you have to actually, it times out and you need to put in your 4 to 8 digit PIN code before you do that. So let's do this again. What was that number I needed? Better number. 1.042. The transfer, I go sub 1. I go back to drip. $1.042. Next. And it's going to cost 000817 drip, or I'm sorry, BNB. Confirm. Then I confirm this on the device. View transaction. Yes. So probably when I upload this, I will speed this part up because I got to do this now 5 more times. So let's see if I can pause this. Nope, it'll still keep recording, so I'll have to just cut this part out. Anywho, all right. Next up, send, transfer, sub 2. Makes it a lot easier on me. Next. Firm. So the one thing I can tell you guys while I'm doing this is that I will have to sign up under someone else that is part of the Drip community. So you have to use a buddy address again, so they get these down tier referrals from you. But once I create my first account, then I can have people sign up under me, and then that stuff will still, the ones under me will still go to that other person, but at least I'm able to feed my own wallet, so to speak, in the process. So again, highly recommend it. And if you guys are watching this in the future and you're part of the Drip community and you want to be a part of this revolution to empower the powerless and provide to the children of Cambodia Children's Fund, then we're going to create a website and kind of take a pledge or challenge to donate. And it's literally like $150 a day that can help out these kids. It's freaking amazing that you can kind of feel good about doing something using this amazing technology of crypto, Web3, and the decentralization of things to bring money without the middleman. And then you can directly impact someone and have a meaningful impact on someone and change their lives in just a revolutionary way. So I just think that's fascinating. It's like $150 can help sponsor a kid out here. I think I'm on number. I hope I didn't send the one twice. Let me check first. That's what you get when you try to talk and chew gum at the same time. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to add the Drip token to each of these accounts first so that I can actually see Drip, but let's connect anyway. Yeah, so right now it's not here. Drip doesn't show up. Let's go to CoinGecko. Get the contract address from here. So this is something you will have to do if you're not familiar. So if you don't have Drip as your token, you have to add a custom token and get that straight from where you saw me get it, CoinGecko. Oh shit, I did not think about that. There's a transaction fee on sending Drip. It's 10%. Shit. So I may not be able to do 6 as I wanted to. Hindsight. So I'm glad I haven't sent it to all the wallets yet. So they all have 9.3, which I will not be able to deposit because it's not quite one whole token. So I forgot about the 10% sending fee as well. So that's where all this money comes from to support this network. There are a lot of taxes. So that's how they're able to support these payouts. So in all these wallets that I just sent Drip to, I am short like a couple Drip. So what I'm going to try to do is make up for that. So number 4 doesn't have any. So I sent, let's get out our calculator again, sent, I think it's 10%. 1.047 divided by 0.37. It's 11. Two, that's what it was. So it's a 0.11%. So what I'll need to do is send 1.11 Drip on the next couple of accounts in order to fix this problem. All right. So this is a sub account 4. So let's go back and see if we can fix it for 4 and 5. And then I'll have to buy a couple more drip to fix it. So it'll be 1.11. Actually, let's go 1.12 just so we don't fuck up. Send 1.12 to account 4. 1.12. So I will be short a bit of drip on my default 1, 2, and 3. But let's see now if this worked properly. But the main thing is I'm starting with $1,000 and I will be checking back on this. So regardless of the fees and what I'm spending and this, that, and the third, we'll be able to know how much was invested initially, because that's going to be the default balance that I transferred over, and that will show up in the transaction log. So it was like 2.8 BNB. Total was actually $1,100, but I'm not going to be using all 1,100 because some of that I'm going to be keeping back for BNB, BSC transaction fees. So let's now look at account 4. And it should be one whole drip. There we go. So that one worked. All right. So then we go back to number 1, default. Where is he? Default. And we go send it to 5. It's going to be 1.2 again. 1.12, sorry. 1.12. Next. And then these other ones have 0.937. So I'll need my calculator again. 1.0 minus 0.937. That gives us 0.06 times 1.12. So I got to send 0.07 BNB, 0.071, just so we don't fuck up again. 0.071 to those other 3 accounts. So we should now have, number 5 should have at least 1 drip. I don't think we have the token in yet. Copy. Apologize, guys. This is a long process, but it will be worth it. So long as the token, the project doesn't work for. But that's the fun part about being a DJ, because it's gambling, but you feel like you have some control and some say so in these kinds of projects, and you feel better than just gambling because you can research and look things up, and you have other people supporting it. And I don't know. It's still 100% risky, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, because I'd rather look back and say I tried and I played the game versus look back and go, damn, I could have had XYZ and been sitting financially stable and impacted other people's lives more meaningfully. So 0.071 is what we're going to send to 1, 2, and 3. 0.071. Send between accounts. So unfortunately, I got hit with more fees because I'm making 2 transfers when it should only been 1 if I had done my homework. So you guys can learn from me. Don't do this. 0.07 to sub account 1. So I'm paying a lot more gas. We'll look at the gas 000549. We'll see what that is. 0549 for BNB right now is it's 415. So 415. It's cost me 25 cents. So not that bad. I'm I'm losing more in the drip than I am in the transaction fee. So 0.071, we got to do it 2 more times. Plus, we'll have to buy additional to top up our main wallet. I don't know exactly how much that is once I finish this out. It keeps going too far. 0.071. Next, this is sub account 2. Almost done. Got to do it on 3 and then top up on the main. And that concludes step 3. Actually, I'm lying. I have to send BNB to all these accounts as well. It's crazy because in order to have, as you see, there's fees on the network to interact with the contract. So on each account, I'll have to authorize the contract, which is like 19 cents. And then I'll have to actually make the deposit, which is like another 25 cents. So we'll just say I need $1 of BNB per account. All right, was that number 3? Let's double check. Nope, I didn't do number 3. I did number 2. Yes. All right, 1 more, 2 more technically. Send, transfer, number 3, drip. .071. Next. Wish there was a quicker way to do this. So if I had more BNB, actually what I can do to speed up the BNB process is send the bulk of the BNB to the next account, which is not linked to the ledger. And then it'll be easier to send it from sub 1, sub 2, sub 3, sub 4, sub 5. That'll at least eliminate 1 authorization step per account on the other one. So now in sub 3, we should have all of our drip. So drip, yep, sub 1, sub 2, sub 3. So we'll just double check because you don't want to screw this up and then have to come back and do it again. They each have 1.01. And when I deposit this into the faucet, I will actually also lose another 10%. Technically, you lose 90%. And I'll explain that when we get there, but all of that's gone and it's just going to pay you 1% daily until 365% have been paid out. So now let's go back to the main account and check our asset balance for drip. We have 0.673. So we will need to top that up by 0.28. We'll just call it that. Get drip. So I need, how much that would be? Oh, is my account not connected here? It's not. Now we're connected with the right account. So 0.1 BNB will give me 0.29. What did I say I needed? 0.28, I believe. So I think that would be fine. Oh, it's right there. So 0.33 is my current drip balance. 0.67, so I need 0.33. That's good enough. Let's just buy that. I'm not trying to get it exact because either way I'm depositing it, so I don't care too much. That'll still leave me with 0.69 BNB, which I can split, like I said, 0.1 BNB to each account. So that works. And 0.1 BNB is more than enough for gas. As you can see, this is the gas we looked at before is a fraction of. So I'll have to send a little bit of gas to each of the sub accounts. And to speed that up, I'm going to just instead send 0.5 to sub account 1. And then from there, I'll take 5 to 0.1 to 4, 0.1 to 3, 0.1 to 2, and so on. Purchase. So now my drip balance should update here. There we go. So I now have just over $140 worth of drips, $145 worth of drips. So all 6 of my accounts have drip. Next step, like I said, is I need to send some BNB to those accounts because they can't interact with the blockchain unless they have BNB. So since I have a ledger device on the primary account, it's going to make more sense for me to split this up so that the other accounts can do it quicker. So let's go with 0.69 divided by 6. That will be 1. I want to leave extra in the main account because that's the one I fund things from. So we're going to go 0.095 times 5. So we're going to 0.48. So I'm going to send this first one to sub 1. Let's go 0.5. That way it's 0.1 for each one. 0.5 to that main account. That way I only have one ledger transaction I got to confirm. And then from within those accounts, once I'm in sub 1, I don't have to go back to the ledger to go to sub 2, sub 3, sub 4. So that'll leave me with 0.1 in each sub account. There's no taxes in sending BNB. There's only the actual fraction of the fee that you send. So now I have 0.5 BNB. You see it there. But I'm not going to do it on this page because it wants me to connect. So let's do here. I'm not trying to connect those accounts to, so there we are, sub 1, send to my accounts to sub 2, 1, send. See, it's literally 1/1000th of a BNB to send that. And now I won't have any confirmations. So I can just immediately queue up another one, send to 2. Oh, that was 2. Sorry, send to 3. Next. Send to 4. There's 2 in queue, and 1 more. Send to 5. All right. So it's trickling. So the drip sub 1 will have the least amount of BNB because it was taking the fees from that one. But again, that's fine because it does not cost that much to interact on the blockchain. We'll wait for this last one to finish, and then we are done, and we can actually now start to deposit. There we go. So all that has been sent. We're just going to confirm by opening up the accounts. So there's 0.1 BNB. There's 1 drip. That's on sub 2. There's 0.1 and 1 drip on sub 3. 1 and 1 drip on sub 4. And 0.1 and 1 on sub 5. Cool. Now we'll go back to our main ledger. So this will be the initial account that I have to use the buddy address to connect with. So now we get to the actual part that you've been waiting on. Everything else was just, how would you call it? Legalities, I guess, formalities. So I know I'm on the right account. I recognize those numbers. I have my drip balance that has not deposited yet. So I don't want to buy, I want to go to the faucet. And from here, I want to deposit drip. But in order to deposit, I need to change my buddy. So this is the guy that I got information from. So I'm going to put him in. He has a huge community already. So maybe I'll get lucky and have some airdropped to me. So I'm going to join so that I can get something from him. I think he's airdropped like 42,000. So I'm going to use his address. And again, if you're seeing my video later on in the future, hopefully we've grown this community and I will be able to airdrop to you guys and help you out as well as we will be supporting the Cambodian Children's Fund. And I'd like to vote, so maybe we can find a way to vote on some other charities, man. Like this would be so dope that we're making money and able to support other people that don't have the means to support themselves. Man, that's just fucking phenomenal if we can do this. And I believe some of these DGen projects will go on to be able to do things like that. Will drip work out? I honestly don't know. Based on the last 8 months, what is that? July, 7 months of performance, it looks like it will, but there's no way to know. I wouldn't know, so we can just hope for the best. All right, so once I get ready, I think it's updated. There it goes, buddy, updated. Cool. So now his address is there. Let's make sure 536, 536, yes. So he's updated. So what will happen now, I'm going to deposit my drip from this first wallet and it will then go here. And then I will switch to my other wallet and deposit to myself, make myself the buddy. So let me first get my buddy address. Where's my buddy address for me? I'll figure it out after I deposit. Let's just do this first. So max, deposit, paying some more gas fees. And like I said, there's a 10% tax on deposits. So I'm putting in 1.06, but what will actually be in there will be like 0.9 something. So again, this is where it's able to pay out the 1%. 365% max. So it will pay 1% all the way up until 3%, 365%. So that can be in 1 year, or that can be faster depending on, or longer, I should say, depending on how often you rehydrate. So it pays 365% max on each dollar deposited. So the more you deposit, the longer it draws out that payment plan, basically. And what happens with your initial deposit is it's actually gone. This is what I want to tell you guys. So this $145 that I put in, it's actually gone and it's paying everyone else. So that's why this is kind of like a Ponzi and kind of like a multi-level marketing scheme, because my money is gone. I can't take it out right now. But what I will be able to do off of that $145 is, if I were to start claiming 1% per day, I would be able to get back 90% of that, because remember, 10% is gone. So 1% per day, and I would have all my money back minus 10% by the end of the year, because it'll pay back 365% of that based on the price of the token. So if the token goes up, then I could be more money. If the token goes down, I could have lost some. But if you look at the drip chart, you'll see that it's outperformed all other assets. So I've been in other DAOs. I've been Heck and Klima and Wonderland and all those with these high APYs that weren't sustainable, and I got wrecked like everybody else. So this is a project that has been around now for a while, and people are still getting in and still making money. Whereas the other ones, they had such a high APY that if you were not in the beginning, you just got wrecked. So this one takes a hit every now and again. But what happens is people are locking up their tokens and reinvesting into the network. So even when it drops, it rebounds back because people are rehydrating, and that tax. So there's even some additional stuff in the white paper that maybe I'll show in another video, where it charges whales additional money. So when people are dumping these big red candles, they're not only paying a sell tax, they're paying a tax based on the amount of tokens that they're dumping on the market, like exponentially. So it's got a lot of fail safes in to ensure that people don't just dump their tokens all at once. So I think that's why it's sustained itself so far. All right, so I have deposited my drip. There we go. So right now I actually have 0 available. That's why I said it's completely gone. It's all gone. But I've deposited, that 10% has been taken away, and I will have 0.984 that will be able to be claimed. So as you can see, if I were to start claiming the max payout, 365%, comes out to 3.593 drip. So if we do the current price of drip right now that I bought in at, I think it's like 136. 136 times 3.593. So that would get me $488. So I would get 3.5 X my money minus the 10% that I would be taxed as well. So that's still not bad if everything stays the same. And as I showed you here, this price action has been up and to the right. There's been some drops and there's been some sideways action, but there hasn't been any tanks. Like even from this high of 89 down to 53, so that lost say 90 to 50, 60, like 30%, and then it doubled. And then now we've lost another 30%. Let's see where it goes from here when you guys watch this video in 15 days, 20 days or so. We'll see. So I am done with that first one. So what I want to do now is get my buddy address. There was a link for that. Where is this? Use my address. I think I'll just copy this. That's probably what it is. All right, so I'm copying my address. I'm going to switch over to my Drip Sub 1 account. MetaMask is being really slow today. And we'll see, I haven't done this before, but I think my team should increase. There is another token in this ecosystem called the BREAP token that this Forex guy created, Forex Shark. And it allows you to have longer tiers, more tiers, and get paid out. So this will be a main tier because everybody will be connected directly to me. But if I were to connect to one of my subs, then I would need to have one of these tokens. But I'm going to do this now. So we are now on the Drip Sub 1 wallet. Let's connect here. And there's my drip. So remember, I will need to use my buddy address. Let's do that first. That's me, update. This is turning out to be a really long video, but hopefully it will provide some value to you guys. I might chop it up and put it in different sections. This is always the first thing. It's asking you, do you want to allow interaction with the contract in your MetaMask? But the cool thing is now I'm not using the ledger for these. So the first one I approved. So I'm saying, yes, I want to interact with it. Now I can actually deposit it. Oh, I'm glad I waited. Oh, good. So I didn't know that error was there. So the link didn't update until now. So it wouldn't let me deposit until it updated. So I should definitely check that next time, make sure that's there. So now it's updated. So you cannot interact or deposit money until you actually have a buddy. And you can find buddies anywhere. They're all over YouTube. But there's also a default on this page. After I hit submit, you can actually join the network of the developers if you want. And I'm going to do some other videos on Forex Shark and his plan and what he wants to do and all this other stuff. I did come across his content because I just joined the animal farm. So, but I'm not going to be talking about that on this channel. I'm literally only using Drip, and I want to build a community with Drip. The animal farm is another project that he built where the Drip token can be utilized to even get more revenue, more share on animal farm. So this Forex Shark guy, he has built multiple different projects. And every time he builds a project, he layers the next project on top of it. So there's always some utility being brought forward from the original project, which makes your investment in him and his strategy a lot more sound, if you will. So Drip went to Manor Farm went to the animal farm. You can use them independently, but they also build on top of one another. All right. So I'm going to keep this copied. And then I'm going to do the second one. and we'll see what it looks like. So I'll go back and check and make sure. Let's make sure this went in. Yep, 0.924. All right. So let's go to sub 3. I don't know where to put my face. It is slow, and I just don't understand why. I wish I could, guys. I wish I could tell you. Let me check my Wi-Fi. I'm not going to change it because it might fuck something up. But shit, where did MetaMask go? I don't see MetaMask. All right, so we're going to switch to sub 2. We're going to repeat this process. Connect sub 2. Connected. Connect wallet. MetaMask. It's, again, a bit of a pain in the ass, but trust me, the exponential gains that you will get from this makes this additional hour, 2 hours, whatever it costs. Hell, even if it costs you a week of your time. This is passive income, guys. Like, it's definitely worth putting in the legwork up front for exponential gains in the long run. So let's first connect my buddy account. Adding that, update, this is what I was talking about. So you can support marketing and development. So if you don't have a buddy, you can support them. But I really want to build out this community. I want to see how much money we can donate to charity, how many kids we can sponsor. Like, that'd be such a cool thing by the end of the year, being able to say, you know, you sponsor 10 kids or a dozen kids, 1,000, I don't fucking know. But it's literally limitless what we can do as a community. Because right now, I think $150 a month will sponsor a kid. And from Drip, 1%, as you can see, at the end of the year, if we just did this by ourselves, we're able to get 3x. So even if you were to take half or like 25% of your earnings, and we had a community of 100 people, we could sponsor like 10 kids. Like, it's fucking dope. All right, so I got my account, buddy address connected, my deposit. Then I'm gonna go back to the main account just so I can see if this team updated. That's what I'm really concerned with. I want to make sure that I am doing this correctly, or did I waste all that time making all these sub accounts? Because, like I said, I did a little research on the BREAP token, and what it says is you do need it, but you need it for the additional tiers. So these should all be direct, and I shouldn't need it for sub tiers, because every one of my accounts is connecting directly to me, not account 2 connecting to 1, account 3 connected to 2, and account 4 to 3, and 5 to 4. I'm not doing that. All right, I approved it. I think that was the approval and the spend, if I'm not mistaken. I lost track. But I'll show you what I mean. It's down here in the fine print. So the best strategy for Drip is to focus on real world adoption by building out your team through direct referrals, as you will receive bonus rewards from referrals on their deposits and downline bonuses for players that are based on the amount of B3 REAP or B REAP held in your wallet. So this will take you to the website. B REAP is like currently $300. So if you want to have 2 down tiers, you need to have 1 B REAP token. You want to have 3 down tiers, 2 B REAP tokens, 21 down tiers, 6 B REAP tokens. So right now I only have a direct and no down tiers. So I am going to find out, did that deposit? Oh, that was just the first transaction. We're gonna find out in real time, guys, if this is right, so you don't make the same mistakes as me. So that's why I'm doing this and testing it myself. So if what I did is correct, I do not have any B REAP tokens, and both of these accounts will show up. Then we'll have to come back in here like every other day and hydrate and claim the rewards that are coming. I feel like I did this already. I guess not. successful. Yeah, I remember seeing that, so I guess it's the first time. All right, let's refresh this page. There we go, 0.924. We should be able to, actually, I don't have to log into the other account, so I should be able to actually look up my address here. Go. There we are. 2 directs, 2 team members. That's my sub 1 and sub 2 account. And I already have 0.2024 drip that I can actually send to my sub tiers because part of their deposit got put into my account, so I can actually send that out. So I'd say that for another video. That's pretty cool. So all that, the 10% that I had wasn't completely wasted. So that's already a really cool feature that's built in. So I got to do this now for sub account 3, 4, and 5. My little furry friend is barking outside. She is quite the guard dog. She just makes noise, all bark, no bite. So let's go to sub 3. So I did not realize that that immediately shows up. That's really cool. So you don't lose as much as the initial person would just depositing. So Tim, it's still all gone. Don't get me wrong. It's still all gone. But the fact that I will be able to distribute some of that already back into the network, that's really cool. So it's like I'm getting that money back and I can rehydrate it. So there's my drip 3. We will first load the buddy. Don't forget your buddy. And that's kind of cheeky. You see that? They load by default. I think it's the marketing address. Don't want that. I want mine. There's nothing wrong with supporting the developers and marketers, of course, because they make this happen. But we're trying to build something from scratch here. So I want to see what we are capable of. DeFi DJs, drip for poverty. Let's get it. Shit, 7:30. Gonna have to cut this short, guys, and come back next time so you don't have to watch all this because I have things I have to do. I get to do. Life is a get to, not a have to. Buddy link is updated, so we'll finish off with this one. Max deposit. We'll stop it there. We'll put it in another video. This one's already definitely gone on long enough. So after we finish this, in the meantime, you guys, if you enjoyed this content, want to see more of it, and you're looking to build out this community and see what we all are capable of, you know, do the typical thing, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Be sure not to miss any of the up and coming videos that will be solely focused on this project. It's all I'm doing for this channel. And then, like I said, together we'll be able to look back on this and see that we were part of something revolutionary or a huge rug pull and be able to laugh about it. So either way, documenting the journey will be a learning process. As long as you learn something from it, you never fail. Always fail forward. Taking action and making mistakes is the most information data-rich data stream you can encounter. So don't be afraid to take some risks, take chances, especially if they have some exponential possibilities. The risk-reward ratio on this is astronomical, so it's worth doing your own research, looking into, and seeing, you know, would you be comfortable looking back a year from now, 2 years from now, and saying, damn it, I missed the second .com bubble. I missed the opportunity to create generational wealth because I was afraid of losing $100, something to that effect. You decide what's going to have more regret, more pain looking back. Why is it expected to fail? Oh, it's trying to do way more than it should for this transaction. I think I tried to deposit twice. Yeah, I did. The other one already went through. So I tried to make another deposit of money that wasn't there. All right, so you guys have seen me do this 3 times. Let's go ahead and check this on the way out. It should show the third referral here. Doing this all correctly. Oops. There we are. So it is actually working exactly as we planned. Cool. So see you guys in the next video. Thanks again. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we will be back in the next one. DeFi Degen Strip for Power. See ya.